This is Greg Noyes, Pacific West Home Inspections. Today is Sunday, April 13th, 3 in the afternoon, and I'm in Reseda doing a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a pool. And the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to shut off the water, gas, and power. So at the very front of the house, there's a handle here, and this is your main shut-off valve here. Copper coming up from the street, and when it goes into the house, transitions into galvanized. So that's probably original. There is a 4-inch main clean-out, and it typically means there's root problems, and that's what the buyer plumber had told them as well when they did a snake test. Next thing we're going to do is look at the power. So I'd taken off the cover earlier, and when you come back, you'll see a cover over here. But on the very right side, these two breakers, 100 amp, you push these down, slide them down, and that shuts off all the power to your panel here. Now this panel box is made by a company, or designed by a company called Zinsco, and since they've been around, they've changed the name. The current name is Sylvania, but they basically all have the same problem. These two power strips here are made out of aluminum, and the contacts in the back of the breakers is a different metal. So they have corrosion. They have a similar metal of corrosion that comes up. And now, being an older panel, probably about 40 years old, the springs have got soft, and there's a website on the report that you can go see and get more information about it. California living, you got your pool in the backyard. I always recommend you get a perimeter pool fence around it. It has the pool lights on a GFI, and if you look carefully in the bottom of the pool, there's no drain. They've removed the drain, so that may cause some problems down the road. Also in the back here is your air conditioner. It's made by Standard, and it's 2004 and a 4-ton. It's a little large for the house, and the unit is tilted, about level, and some deterioration to the AC lines here. And typically these last about 10 to 15 years, and I always recommend you get what we call a AC tune-up. And what they do on an annual basis, come out and check your refrigerant, and just like your car, 5,000 mile oil change, they'll go through all the servicing. And if you do that, then they'll last that much longer. Maintenance, preventive maintenance always goes a long way. Out on the left side exterior of the house is your gas meter, and on the house side there's a red box. This is your seismic gas shutoff valve. On a 5.4 earthquake, this will automatically shut off, and to reset it, the seismic gas shutoff valve is this screw here. Turn it 1/4 inch, and that will reset it. Now, just to turn off the gas, you'll need a wrench. When the tang over here is up and down, it's on. And when you turn it 90 degrees either way, it's off. So that's how you turn off the water, electricity, and gas. The next thing to look at is the roof. So I have the ladder set up in the front of the house, and you see there's a hole here they've cut out for some reason on the side of the house, and that needs to be patched. And there's wood trim that needs to be repainted, peeling paint. And this little section here is the only gutter you have, and it's deteriorated and rusted out. And the type of roof you have here is a composition shingle, and it's pretty rigid, so as it gets older it gets more rigid. And from the garage we found that there's a diaphragm, plywood diaphragm, so that's what we like to see since the 94 earthquake. And they did get a building permit for the roof, and it was replaced in 1995. So you got 19 years roof, and this looks actually newer. So typically the ridge caps, they'll burn out, deteriorate at around 5 or 6 years. So I'll count the layers when I go down. So it's on the top here, they've changed out some of the shingles. In the back of the house, these are all newer shingles, and then the inside the valleys here, they've replaced those. So the front of the house is still the original roof, and then the rear of the house, they've replaced the composition shingles in the rear. Over the rear of the house, we have the power lines coming in, and if you change out your main electrical panel, then they're going to raise the mascot up 3 feet and get that service cable that much higher off the grade. Off to the right rear of the house, you have the water heater vent. This is an old transite pipe, and the manufacturer now likes to see a metal dual wall type B vent on that. Now from the house to the garage, there's some low power lines, and so if you do any remodeling in the backyard, you want to trench and put in a underground conduit to run your wires underground. So I'm going to bring this around, and there's newer ABS pipe here. So this remodel, they've added a room and a bathroom. So you may want to pull the permits to find out when that was done, and then you could age your roof with that information as well. On the back side of the roof, there's a very high vent pipe, and this is for your furnace, and we'll find the furnace up in the attic. And the air conditioner part of it is in the rear of the house. It's 2004 and 4-ton. It's probably a little too big for the house, because as we're getting very cold air at the registers, and may freeze up if you run too long. So let me go to the back here, and we'll get a view of the pool area. And they have access from the garage through the service door into the pool area. There should be a latch or self-closing door, service door in the garage, so you don't have kids from the neighborhood coming through your back garage into the pool. And again, there's no perimeter fence around the pool. And up here you can see that there's no drain, bottom drain for the pool. In the replastic today, there's required to have 2 drains. You have a wood fence around the property. You have several very high palm trees. I'm going to bring the camera up, and then that's the one in the rear of the house. And the one in the front yard is a palm extremely high. And these root systems tend to be very small. You get a little plane going overhead, and so with the winds and all that, that's a possibility of that coming down. Bring the camera down, and ventilation of your attic. You have 2 whirly birds when they're actually spinning the day. Typically they freeze up, and that's basically what you have in the house. It's a 100 amp service, wood floors in most of the rooms. The windows have been changed out to either metal or vinyl, and the electrical outlets are all in good shape except for 1 or 2 that are 2 slotted. And then there's some conditions out in the garage, electrical conditions out in the garage that need to be addressed. Again, this is Greg Noyes, Pacific West Home Inspections, and I can be reached at 818-271-0417, or on the web www.ehomeinspector.com.